an incredible rate, Harry. Alright guys, so I want to talk about something that's kind of controversial right now, and that's arming teachers. I continually see this on the news when I watch the news. Since Parkland to now, there's been a constant conversation about arming teachers, whether or not it's a good idea, whether or not it's a bad idea. Should we do it? Should we not do it? That was a fire vehicle, not a police vehicle, so we're good. Honestly, I'm for it, and I'll tell you why I'm for arming teachers. Number one, there'll never be a point in America where we get all the guns off the street. A lot of people say, well, if you take all the guns, then nobody will have guns, and we'll stop having shootings. Well, we'll start having stabbings and bombings, and people run over with trucks more than what happens now, because it does happen now. Site Ohio State campus, Columbus, Ohio, dude ran into a bunch of people with a car or a truck or whatever he ended up doing. So I'm for arming everybody, because honestly, there'll never be a point where America will be disarmed. And honestly, it's your constitutional right to carry, so there never should be a point where any American is really denied a right to a firearm that, you know, isn't a convicted felon or anything like that. So I'm totally for arming teachers in that regard. I'll say, two, we got people that are mentally ill, obviously mentally ill, and nobody's saying anything anymore. I don't know if it's because it's not PC, it's not polite, it's not whatever to say anything like, hey, look at Adam Lanza. Like, you look at a picture of Adam Lanza and you're like, holy fuck, who's watching this kid? And the answer was nobody. Nobody was watching that kid. At least not enough to stop a massacre. And you can debate whether or not Sandy Hook was a real or a false flag or whatever. I don't get into that. But honestly, nobody's saying anything anymore about these kids that are mentally ill that have access to firearms, because basically if you're in America, you have access to a firearm. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, everybody knows somebody with a gun, so I mean, you can get a gun if you wanted to here, legally or illegally. So I'm for everybody arming themselves, because it's the best option. If you have the fortitude to carry a gun to protect yourself and those around you, I think you should have the option to. And that's probably my biggest thing, is that nobody should be forced to carry a gun if they're not comfortable with it. So we got a lot of teachers that are, you know, the academic-y type, you know, the people that, you know, probably didn't spend a lot of time, you know. I don't want to judge people. I'm going to cut that off right there. We got a lot of academic-y types that don't really like guns. We'll just leave it at that. How about that? Is that PC enough for you guys? So they don't like guns, so they shouldn't be forced to have a gun. But if you are so inclined to take on that responsibility, I think you should have the option. So that being said, can you imagine a world where somebody starts popping off rounds at a school and your teacher has taken upon him or herself to go through required training, concealed carry training? I think it's sufficient enough to at least carry a gun. I think there should be also like restrictions on the type of holster that you should have, so a kid can't just pull it out. I think you should have to have a level 3 holster, which isn't that bad. I mean, I carry one at work every day. If you train with it, it's like the gun comes out without anything. But if somebody just tries to pull on it, you have to actually know what you're doing to get it out of the holster. So I think you should have to have a good retention holster to carry a gun, especially in a school. So can you imagine if somebody started popping off rounds in a school? You know, your teacher has gone through all the training that he or she could have, and starts returning fire. I think that's the biggest thing, because you have kids, they're generally kids, coming to these schools and they start shooting. Well, they're looking for an easy target. You know, a school's a gun-free zone full of people that have been disarmed or are morally against firearms, whatever the hell, you know, whatever the hell reason you don't have a gun. And honestly, they're looking for that easy target. If you're not an easy target anymore, if they know that if they go to a school and they start acting a fool like that, that there's going to be rounds coming back at them, they're going to stop shooting up schools. I mean, how weird is that? Like, oh man, if I go somewhere and I start popping off rounds, I'm going to get shot. Maybe I shouldn't go there. I mean, that's not really a leap of imagination here, that, you know, if you're honestly going to start meeting resistance, you're going to go to the next softest, next easiest target. Now, I don't know what that is besides for schools, but schools are definitely one of the easiest targets. It's one of the most effed up places to shoot up, but it's also one of the easiest. So we have this breakdown of like morals, where like you don't have this moral compass guiding many people anymore. And you know, that was like, I think what was protecting schools for a really long time. Wow, you left like 2 car lengths in front of you guys. Well, I think that's what kept people safe in schools for a really long time, is they had this moral compass. Oh yeah, we shouldn't mess with people in schools. Well, that's really breaking down. Society's really kind of breaking down. You know, our ethics and values are changing. You know, we have kids raising kids. I mean, there's so many different reasons why school shootings happen. Mental illness is a big part of it. But I mean, honestly, arming teachers, I think, is just secondary to my thought that if you are a law-abiding, non-convicted felon and you live in America, you should have the right to own and keep and bear as many firearms as you feel is appropriate. So personally, I think that would stop school shootings. And it's a big controversy right now, people saying that they don't want guns in school, but it's like, at a certain point, you're just gonna have to just admit to the fact that you don't live in this soft, cuddly world anymore. This isn't the 1950s. Like and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.